What's going on, YouTube? Fox Talk back at it again. Today I wanted to come at you guys with another mock draft, but this time we're going to mock draft on a database I have not used before. So today we're hopping on NFLDraftBuzz.com and we're going to run a Seattle Seahawks 7-round draft. And we're going to see how this goes. So, start it. I haven't ran one on this platform before. See how it runs. I'm a big proponent of PFN just because of how smooth and accurate it is. I'd be interested to see how accurate this place is with how picks go, and already off the bat, it doesn't look like it's too bad. So we'll see what happens here. So sitting here at 18, board falls pretty well to you. Tyler Warren's there, who's probably going to be the pick if I am honest. I think Tyler Warren's better than the threat. Kenneth Grant is one that would be interesting, but I'm going to rock with Tyler Warren. Pick 8. So let me know if any of you guys have used this platform as far as running mock drafts. I have not, so this is kind of fun to outlet to see what different outcomes there are with different places. So trying out different things is always fun. Alright, so with the way this board's falling, I want to do try to make a let's see. The team I want to go with is Chicago. And I'll add 52, 82. I want to go with the Bears, pick 40. Offer this 18 and 82. So let's make a trade. Pause draft. Not know that happened. Let's go pick 50 and 92. Go to the Jets. That's Jets. Let's get pick 42. All right, let's just go pick 43. Just offer 49ers. It is accepted. Let's see. Now we're getting they forfeit their pick. Oh, I wanted to do this trade up in the sense of I wanted to trade up and get Kenneth Grant. With the way the board fell, if he's there at 46, you trade up and get him. Wanted to run that little hypothetical theory on what something like that would do. I don't think this is a realistic probability of Malachi Starks falling, but I'm gonna take him. I don't think Malachi Starks is going to be there at 52. I don't think 40. But we're just running it off this mock draft database and go with. So if this is the case, and you happen to pick these 3 players for your first 3 picks, man, then what a hell of a draft, right? So, roll with the punches that you have been given. Hopefully, a couple picks. There's a gentleman there that pick. Yes. Okay. So if this is the way this is all going, Donovan Jackson, come on down. This draft is turning into an A plus draft already. Already, it's an A plus draft. And so now from here on out, you could really just play BPA the rest of the way out. Whoever's your best player left, take them. Because your first 4 picks are all studs. Probably, honestly, all contribute day one for you. So if this is the way the draft rolls out, you're kicking your, because who would have suggested that this would be your 4 picks? Starting offensive lineman, starting safety potentially, starting nose tackle potentially, and then more than likely you're starting tight end. So if that's the way this goes, you're ecstatic. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here with our next pick at 137. I have a player in mind. It's just depending on if he's there. Because I do want to hit a certain position group. So see if he's there when we pick in 7 picks. Let's start prospecting out for who we'd want to take. O-line taken. Not really. Tight end, we took one, but there's nobody there really worth taking anymore. I really wanted to take Jameer Caldwell, but he did go, so that's who I was looking at. Let's look at edge. Rod Joyner's interesting, but I don't think he's worth it at this point. Jack Kaiser's interesting if you're on. Lathan Ransom's interesting. You did take a safety though, so you really don't need another safety. So I'm gonna roll with my punches, and I'm gonna take Kyle Williams out of WSU, Washington State University. I think he's gonna be a. I like how he's picking up steam closer it gets to the draft with his prospect rankings and stuff like that. But I still think he has room for even more growth because of how smooth and fluid he is. I think there's a lot left there for him to tap into. I think he's a great complement to the receivers you have in your room. So I think that'd be a good pick for you guys, as the Seahawks would do. So that's not bad. And at 172, rolling up. They have kickers. 5th round, y'all crazy. Crazy. So this is the position group I want to go to. Let's see. Ajay, what do you say about this? Like him. Looking for a specific kind of guy. Or like, there you go. I want a big body guy. I'm gonna draft Caleb Mulling out of Michigan. And let's go Chase Lunt. Draft you. Pick 223. I think at this point in time, you're just gonna go BA simply strictly on the best player available, not caring about position, just because at this point in the draft at round 7, you're just going off of people that have traits that you could potentially turn into something is all you're looking for. So that's all you really do at this point in the draft. But obviously, we don't have a 6th round pick, so you have a little bit of a wait between the 5th and 7th round. But that allows you to just kind of hone in on some guys that you are interested in as a Seahawks organization. You know, depth piece there at 7th round is definitely doable. You can get yourself a good special teams or a special teams guy. We've seen it done before with I can't remember his name. Jarek. I am facing his name. Safety we got in the 7th round a couple years ago. I know his first name's Jarek. You want? How crazy, bro? Up anything. I'm gonna go with Caleb Ransall, safety out of Tulane, as that. And then my final pick, I kind of want to double dip as another like depth receiver here. So let's look at some of the guys that are there at receiver. Isaac Tesla's interesting. I've taken him before in one of my mock drafts, but I wanted to rock with somebody different here. So I'm going to take LeJontay Wester as my final pick of this year's draft. So as we look over this draft that we did here today, if I'm coming on next week, if this is how the draft were to go, you know, I would have a hard time finding one pick that I don't like. You know, if you're sitting there and this is how it looks, you first round Tyler Warren somehow falls to you at 18. Well, then you take him and you're like, okay, he's BPA and he fills a good spot for us that we need. And then same thing for your next 2 picks. If you're sitting there at 43 and somehow Kenneth Grant, or well, you traded up for him, but if you're sitting there and at 43, Kenneth Grant's still there, and you could make a trade up for him with the picks that you accumulated for trading Geno Smith and DK, I think you do that because Kenneth Grant at a second round pick in the second round is a bona fide yes pick. Same thing as Malachi Starks. If some reason Malachi Starks falls to 52 and you don't take him there, you're deserving to get fired. So there's that. Donovan Jackson again. I don't know if he really falls to the third. I think maybe second. Maybe one of your second round picks you can pick him up, but doubt he's going to be there in the third. Kyle Williams is starting to inflate his prospect wise. I watched WSU all year because I'm a Huskies fan. I'm a Washington fan, so you know you watch who you play, and he was a difference maker on that team, and you clearly saw who the actual players were and who could play. If you watched WSU's games last season, he was one that would always stand out. You'd always see him making plays when you watch. So I love that pick, honestly. I think in the 4th round as a receiver, there's probably not many receivers out there in this draft that are better than him in the 4th round. Obviously he's not going to be like, you know, an incredible receiver, but he's just solid. Solid. And these last 4 picks are kind of just depth guys. Caleb Mullings. I wanted to draft a running back at some point in this draft just because I do believe this is the last year we'll have Kenneth Walker. And so got to start kind of thinking about the future with that because you don't need a running back right now, but you can use the depth, especially in a room where if one injury happens, you're thin now. So getting somebody else in that room is not crucial, but definitely needed. Chase Lunt, tackle out of UConn, is just a depth piece. Come in, back up, make a good backup. Caleb Bransall, I think, would be a pretty good special teamer with the hopes of maybe he can turn into something. Jarek Reed is the guy I'm thinking of, the second, the safety. Thank you for popping in my brain like that. LeJontay Wester out of Colorado is just another speedster. I think you can use him in the return game. He'd be a pretty dynamic return man. So I think getting somebody like that in the 7th round with a role like that is doable, and I think that makes sense, honestly. If you take somebody in the 7th round that actually can contribute like he could on special teams, I think that's good. You know, let me know what you guys think about this draft and what you guys think about this platform. I've never used it before, so feel free to comment what you think. Honesty. Let me know what you think about this draft. How realistic do you think it could actually happen? Is there a pick that you guys would have done differently with the players that were available? Let me know about that down in the comment section below. Like the video, please. You know, subscribe if you guys feel free. I like doing this kind of content. It makes me have fun because I enjoy doing this on my own, so I might as well do it with people who enjoy the same kind of stuff. You know, so that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Get excited. Draft week is up and coming. We got about 10 days until draft day. I'll see you guys later. Hope you have a good one. Peace.